Boston Warriors coach Steve Kerr looked across the floor at the Celtics at TD Garden and saw something familiar. There were 2 points guard, a 6'3" star, Kyrie Irving, and his 6'1" backup, Terry Rozier. There were 2 big men, Al Horford and Aron Baynes, both 6'10". Then he saw 6 guys ranging from 6'4" to 6'9", all multi-positional offensively and defensively. What Kerr saw was a team that reflected his own, winners of 3 of the last 4 championships. Less frontline talent, for sure, but maybe more depth and every bit as much ability to create mismatches. Kerr hits major milestone with win over Celtics. They built their team in a way that matches up with us pretty well in terms of like-sized wings, Kerr said. You've got all these guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart who can guard multiple positions, which is how we're built. When you have that kind of defensive versatility, it's a lot easier to gain your footing in a game. They've always battled us hard. We've had good matchups. The Celtics again battled the Warriors hard in a national game on Saturday night, a game with 21 lead changes, 14 ties, including in the final 46 seconds, and no lead that reached double digits. Golden State came out the victor, 115-111, led by 33 points from star forward Kevin Durant. But maybe the real winner was the rest of us. This was a playoff-level game of adjustments and counter-moves, of forcing matchup problems and poking at each team's small weaknesses. It was the team's best players facing defensive challenges and finding ways to respond. All this was done in the kind of high-decibel environment usually reserved for important playoff games. It was amazing, said center DeMarcus Cousins, playing in his 4th game of the season. I have missed this feeling for a long time. The atmosphere was incredible. The fans were into it from start to finish. I enjoyed it, man, it was a lot of fun. For NBA fans who have been starved for a decent matchup in the NBA Finals after the Warriors took just 9 games to win the last 2 championships, this was promising. Tracy McGrady explains why he wants Durant to leave Irving, a thorn in the Warriors' side going back to his days in Cleveland, had 32 points on 27 shots, but was heaped with Golden State defenders late in the game to prevent home court heroics. Horford, lauded by Kerr as the perfect modern-day center, was 10 for 15 from the field for 22 points and 13 rebounds, dragging Cousins into foul trouble as he did. From the Celtics' perspective, the moral victory rang hollow. I think we came in, Stevens said, and we expected to win. So we need to get better so that we can have a better chance of winning that game. You get the sense from this Warriors team, which may be heading into its final hurrah as Durant and guard Klay Thompson, as well as Cousins, enter free agency this summer, that they'd like a new finals challenge themselves. They've played Cleveland 4 times for the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and though they blew a 3-1 lead to lose the 2016 title, the 4 series have been lopsided. Golden State won 15 of the 22 games between the teams. The Celtics, despite a mostly disappointing first 3 months of the season, are still a fascinating matchup for Golden State. That's because Boston has embraced the style of play on both ends that the Warriors established as the gold standard in the NBA. Other teams have too, but the Celtics simply have players who are better at it. I think a lot of teams are playing small, using a lot of length, shooting a lot of threes, Durant said. We play similar kind of rosters, but as far as skill level, I don't think we have faced anybody as skilled as this team. Trade deadline, latest news, rumors, top targets. In fact, the Warriors could get a good challenge from 2 other East teams, Milwaukee, which leads the conference, and Toronto, second. Boston is one of 4 teams in the NBA that ranks in the top 10 in both offensive efficiency, they're 10th, and defensive efficiency, 5th. Denver does too, but the other 2 are the Bucks 4th offensively, 1st defensively, and the Raptors 6th and 9th. Golden State has lost twice to the Raptors, once without Stephen Curry, and split its season series with Milwaukee. The Warriors did not have Cousins, returning from a torn Achilles tendon, in any of those games. on the road against the Eastern teams. Boston, Toronto, we had a great game up there. The atmosphere was unbelievable, Kerr said. Competitive game. Milwaukee, same thing. All the teams that you know have a chance to be there at the end. The game takes on a little more significance for us, given where we are. The fact that we hope to be in the finals, we could be there, and you always want to show your best in a game like that. Of course, it's January, and after Saturday's win, the Warriors headed out into Boston's frozen and traffic-clogged streets on their way to their hotel on Boston Common. If they make their way through the West and come back to this city, the park will be lush and leafy, and summer will be nigh. That still feels an eon away, and Thompson was not taking anything for granted. Asked if he saw this as a potential finals matchup, he said, "I don't know, man, I am just trying to embrace tonight. Because if you start thinking about June, you overlook the process, which is the most fun thing about it, sure, but the finals are supposed to be fun, too. And after back-to-back duds, it's fun to imagine a series that could not only have some intrigue, but be competitive as well."